With over 90 different neighborhoods in Pittsburgh, each has their own distinct personality. Pittsburgh is known for its rich history and unique architecture, especially in home design.
Allison, this space is so fun. I love the open concept. Let's talk about it.
From Pittsburgh's Little Italy to Shadyside's Victorian-style mansions, you can find a variety of trending styles in the city's communities. Formerly a magazine, Pittsburgh's Finest Kitchens features unique kitchens and bathrooms created by local designers, architects, and builders.
You won't find a 12x5 island in a townhouse.
No.
Whether it's traditional charm or contemporary spaces, the kitchen is evolving to satisfy the demands we put on it.
You folks knocked it out of the park again, so congratulations on a beautiful project here in Mount Lebanon.
My name is Susan Rolich, and I am a kitchen and bath designer with Kitchens and Baths by Design. So Kitchens and Baths by Design is owned by Aaron Dickerson. Aaron is a nice young man who lives in Morgantown. His business is ALD Enterprises. The homeowners had a very specific idea as to what they wanted. They wanted an open concept. It's a larger home, so they wanted it to be elegance and grace. That was one of the more important things. Whenever you walk into the home, it needed to be welcoming, but it needed to have a feeling of grandeur.
So as we're coming into this space, Susan, it is so wide open and airy and beautiful. Tell me how we arrived at this transition from dining into the kitchen and why the decisions were made.
Well, the homeowners they're a young, dynamic couple. They entertain quite a bit. So for them, the openness was important. They have young children. They have a large family, so they wanted everyone to be able to gather in this space comfortably. I was introduced to the homeowners by their contractor, Al Barnes, and I've worked with Al for quite a number of years. Al brings the homeowner to me, he gives me the plans, and then I just take it from there.
Tell me about how we came about choosing the cabinetry, what style it is, because this has contemporary feel, but it's definitely a transitional home.
It is. So the house really doesn't fit into like one specific genre, and it's sort of is reflective of the homeowners because they don't either. But the importance to them is that they wanted an elegant, classic style. They're going to live here for a long, long time.
Moving forward through here, when it comes to the integration, talk to me about doing built-in refrigerators like we did, like these signature fridge and freezer that we did here.
They wanted to do all refrigerator, all freezer, because you know, where they live, they're not 5 minutes from the grocery store, and we get a decent amount of snow here. So they wanted to be able to have a well-stocked kitchen and pantry.
So moving forward through here, I mean, what I see is a lot of drawers, and that's what I know, that's what clients want, that's what they need. Tell me about the execution, the planning.
So I personally like drawers. You know, whatever you put in there, it stays in there. It doesn't fall off. Opening a drawer is a single motion, whereas having rollouts, you have to open the doors and then roll it out. So ergonomically, it just takes less time to open them.
And speaking of drawer, I mean, we did a good job of hiding one of ours.
Yes, the refrigerator drawers, the husband loves these. It's easy for him to store. The kids keep their juices and their water bottles in here.
And then moving forward through the island, you just see more drinks and more entertaining.
More stuff.
And a microwave, obviously.
Microwave drawer is probably, it's very popular right now because microwaves are not beautiful things. So we sort of like to hide them. We like to tuck them away, and we like to keep them in places where, you know, kids can use them. We have wine storage. It's a dual zone, so you can store your whites chilled at one temperature, your reds chilled at another temperature.
So moving on to this big, gigantic, beautiful island, tell me about the countertop selection process for this house.
So the customer chose Honstone. It is a quartz countertop, and this color is Calicut Gold. The installer is Preferred Surfaces, and they do majority of my fabrication and installation.
I think it's not nearly as busy, and it matches the appeal of the kitchen.
And they did this stone throughout the entire house.
Going to the range, I remember this was a really, really big part of the conversation. The kitchen really gravitated around the range when it came to them selecting their appliances. So as far as sizing, as far as oven selection, as far as the hood, walk me through how we arrived at the 48-inch size, how we arrived at the more custom wood hood and things like that.
Okay, so having 6 dedicated burners works really well for them because they can cook multiple things at the same time. The wooden hood, and a hood is made up of 3 different parts. It's the pretty wooden part, and then if you look up underneath, there's a stainless steel housing, and then that's the second part, and then the third part is the blower.
And so moving through here, more obvious lighting in this kitchen was beautifully done and executed. The sconces over there, the light fixtures over top of the island all tie into the kitchen. Moving on to the dishwasher, we paneled that, and simply because this run right here, we stayed all cabinetry, but they went with the Cove dishwasher. Beautiful integration, obviously, with that full overlay panel. We still were able to get it flush with the door frames all the way around it. Well, Susan, walking through this kitchen, it really is a statement to the work that everybody put in, you especially. It all is put on stage here, and it was wonderful walking through it, and thank you so much for all the tidbits and knowledge that you had as far as why you did what you did, and I'm sure the homeowners are pleased.
They are, and it's a pleasure to work with you.
Yeah, and when you work with your friends, this is what you get.
This is what you get, absolutely, absolutely.
My name is Christine McQueen. I'm the founder and co-owner of McQueen Building Company. McQueen Building Company was started by Jeff, my husband, and I about 7 years ago, and we do high-end residential construction. So the story behind this kitchen is that the clients came to us and they had been long overdue for this project. The kitchen was original to 1988. The spaces were pretty small. They needed some walls taken down. And really the whole point of the kitchen was to have a larger entertaining space so that they could have a lot of people over and seat everyone in the family at the island.
Chris, walking into this kitchen, it's unbelievable how much has changed from what it once was. Tell me about this gorgeous island that steals your eye the minute you walk in.
Yeah, the island is really the focal point. So one thing that the client really wanted was an island with seating, and they are a family of 6. So this island fits 6 stools, easy peasy. The island's 14 feet long, and the countertops are a leathered quartzite. They are beautiful, and they are completely indestructible.
Well, looks clean to me.
Thank you.
Looking at the cabinetry here, inset, this is all the rage right now. Tell me a little bit about the cabinet choice, the door style, the finishes.
Yeah, so the cabinets are by Oak and Pillar. They are our custom cabinet line, so we can make them any color, size, species in the whole wide world. So this client went with the color Drop Cloth. It's by Faro and Ball. It's a really neutral, soft, light taupe. Inset cabinets are gorgeous. They look like furniture pieces. So all the little details throughout the kitchen are really just to have like pops of interest, but not like blow your mind and steal the attention. There's lots of little details. So I feel like paneling all the appliances was one way that we could really add a lot of interest with, but like hide all the hardworking pieces of the functional kitchen.
Well, moving forward past our island, more beautiful inset cabinetry, great design choices. I'm looking at this wall, I'm looking at this hood. Tell me about the execution.
So the hood is gorgeous, but it's not like screaming for attention. Really everything in this kitchen is supposed to be like chill, calm, beautiful, and do a lot of hard work.
And most people wouldn't guess that it's drywall walking in either.
Right, yeah, which the nice thing was we could give the client any texture they wanted in the whole wide world. So we gave them kind of 3 options, and they went with this kind of subtle sort of stucco look.
Well, it was beautiful execution for sure. And again, to textures and keeping it understated, you have the beautiful tile and then step down into the countertop, risen up above it. You have all these different finishes and textures, but really it combines together to be understated and not too loud.
Yeah, I agree.
So not so understated, the 48-inch Gen Air range, the touches of brass. Tell me how we got there.
Well, the client knew that they wanted a 48-inch range. So there were really only a couple options that they were able to choose from. And the Jen Air really spoke to them because of the brass accents. They didn't want something that was all stainless, very commercial looking. They wanted something a little bit more residential, and this totally fits the bill.
Looking across from the range, we see the other side of our 14-foot island. And we were all surprised coming in. There's 2 dishwashers in the island, right?
Yeah.
One is assumedly flanking the sink, and we see it over there, panel ready. But this other one, you were able to make drawer fronted.
Yes. The homeowners knew they wanted 2 dishwashers from the very beginning. So we typically like to have a dishwasher right next to the sink, but having a trash pull out on the opposite side of the sink from the dishwasher was really good flow. So the secondary dishwasher had to look not like a dishwasher. We kind of like having some symmetry. So having the drawer stack on the very end and then mimicking it with the faux cabinet drawer stack for the dishwasher just made a lot of sense.
And the paper towel holder.
I love the paper towel. We try to do that as much as possible because it gets the paper towels off the counter.
Good design leads to good organization.
It sure does, yeah.
For sure. Speaking of thoughtful, microwave drawer.
I love microwave drawers. It gets the microwave off the counter. It's not the prettiest appliance ever, but it's so useful. So I love having a microwave drawer under there. And actually the drawer that we build under every microwave drawer is so deep. That's wonderful for casserole dishes or big skillets, maybe like a crock pot. It's really functional.
And the end of the triangle is the beautiful 42-inch built-in refrigerator. Tell me, you know, we both know that we love panel ready for the built-in columns for projects, but the 42-inch space and because of the long wall, just tell me about how we got to where we are with the design.
Yeah, well, 42-inch was the largest fridge-freezer combo that we could get. I mean, this space is very open to the rest of the first floor. We kind of had to panel it because we're staring at it all the time. So it made a lot of sense to make it look like a piece of cabinetry.
But the panel-ready appliances really do blend in and continue the understated tone of the entire kitchen, for sure.
Right. I think the whole vibe of this space is basically casual elegance. We want it to be livable, we want it to be beautiful, not too fussy. So I feel like we achieved that.
Definitely. It's timeless, I think.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day designing these beautiful kitchens to come and let us see and shoot and find out about this beautiful kitchen. Yeah. We appreciate your partnership, we appreciate your business, and we appreciate your work.
Thanks. It's been a pleasure. It's always wonderful to work with you and Don's Appliances.
Shop Don's Appliances Labor Day event August 22nd through September 11th. Save big on brands like Whirlpool and KitchenAid. Save up to 40%, plus get up to $500 back during this exclusive event. Get guaranteed lowest prices and free next day delivery. Visit donsappliances.com.
My name is Randy Schaefer and I'm the owner of Impressive Homes. Impressive Homes, I started in 1994, about 30 years ago, and I do just new construction, mostly large custom homes, doing exactly what my client wants to have done. They see the dreams and I make it come true. The homeowner, she had a vision of wanting to have the family all together, having plenty of seating, having the separate bistro area, maybe a place where kids are doing homework while she's preparing meals, and just making sure that the entire family was all together.
Wow, Randy, look at this kitchen. It's just beautiful. Tell me about the selection process. The first thing when you walk in is this gigantic, I would assume it's a fridge and freezer, but I know it's a fridge and fridge. Tell me about that process.
It is. We have 2 refrigerators in the kitchen. I wanted lots of storage just for the everyday items and placing the freezers that we had into the pantry in a separate area that you don't get into quite as often. So it was great to work out to have 2 36-inch refrigerator units here so we could get everything in the kitchen that we wanted to have.
And the cabinetry, I mean, I see here, it's beautiful. I don't know all the terminology, so tell me what it is.
Well, we wanted everything to be panel ready. This is all white oak. My cabinet maker from Custom Cabinets, a Amish company from Ohio, Schleybaugh Wood Design, they were able to come up with the material for us and make the cabinets and give us that built-in finished look so we don't really see any of the great appliances that are behind it.
Well, hiding them isn't the worst thing. Now this big, beautiful island, this is a really unique like veining pattern and finish. Where did we get this and what is it?
This is from Preferred Surfaces right here in Morgantown, West Virginia, and this is actually a quartz top. A man-made material, absolutely beautiful.
So in this, the vision coming together all in here, we know that this install is not very fun, but this is the same material?
It is, yes. This is the same quartz, and we had the challenge to line up the veining, and you can see it just coming from the back of the cooktop right to the side. It's absolutely gorgeous. Did an amazing job.
And pop of color, I mean, doing that blue, I believe it's an LK composite sink,
It is,
right?
yes, yes, absolutely gorgeous. And then the detail, just even with the, you know, the accessories and the basket strainer and everything, just to put it together, it's perfect here.
Dishwasher.
Dishwasher hidden, yes.
Beautiful, you know, to go with the Thermador range. Moving past the island here, we got a nice bank of cabinetry. I definitely know that there are some appliances here. Looks like the same countertop, and then this beautiful, it looks like exterior stone.
It is. We have the same quartz top, and then we added some of the stone on top of it and gave it that rustic look. Just the total, to put it all together with the custom-made shelves. And also we had the fabrication done for the metal shelving here just to add another texture to it.
Now getting out of the cooking and into the dining, it stands out very, very quickly. This wood dining room table, those bistro tables with the metal bases. What happened with that? Where do we get these?
Well, as we all know, the heart of the home is the kitchen, and this is where the family gathers and the neighbors and relatives. When you're having a get-together, everyone wants to be here, so we wanted plenty of seating, and that's exactly what we accomplished here. The customer was able to find these beautiful live edge tops from a vendor in Ohio and was able to put them together with the metal bases to create this seating for 10 that we have here for everyday dining. And then we have a bistro area over here for additional seating for another 6 or so people here. So lots of room for gathering, plenty of space in between, and we were just able to make everything work to keep everybody in the kitchen in one place and everyone together.
And great finish work. We built that live edge table into the actual island inside that stone.
We did. We've attached it to the back of our cabinetry, and then we were able to stone around it using the same stone as we saw in some of the other areas, and the countertops. It just goes together. It's absolutely perfect.
Don't see that every day.
No, and the lighting was amazing too, just to make sure that we had plenty of light in here for the evening gatherings. And it just all turned out great. So the vision that the homeowner has is amazing, and it's just flawless.
And I remember during the design phase of this, there were things that we wanted in the kitchen, but we didn't want them in the kitchen. And I see maybe a coffee station of some kind, and quite the butler's pantry over here.
Oh yes, both are amazing stations and spots to have right outside of the kitchen. The homeowner, again, loves to drink his coffee, wanted to grab a cup every morning on the way out to work. And we just built the little station, so it was perfect. Another separate sink, of course, the coffee maker. He tells me he uses it all the time and wouldn't have another home without it. And the butler's pantry, again, just for those items, we needed to have our freezers hidden in there. We have our wine storage, steam oven, microwave, etc. Some of those other appliances that are necessary, but we didn't want to have into the kitchen, so we built a separate butler's pantry and have all of those stashed right off there, only a few footsteps away.
Well, Randy, in this project, I think you definitely lived up to your name. It is impressive.
Thank you very much, Rob. I appreciate it, and it was easy to do with Dawn's Appliance and all of your help also.
We had a good time too.
We did, thank you.
So here we are on a beautiful day in downtown Mount Lebanon. Mount Lebanon is a walking community situated just south of Pittsburgh. Route 19 passes right through the heart of Mount Lebanon. You can get to it by light rail transit from downtown Pittsburgh, and the transit will take you further south to South Hills Village. As you can see, this is a bustling community with some great stores. Throughout most of Mount Lebanon, you can walk safely via sidewalk. I grew up here in Mount Lebanon over 40 years ago, and downtown Mount Lebanon has changed dramatically. A lot of new stores, great restaurants, but one thing has stayed constant, and it's the fact this is a quintessential Pittsburgh neighborhood. Now let's check out one of Pittsburgh's best pizzas located in downtown Mount Lebanon, Minio's Pizza. Doing well, how are you? Slice of traditional. Thanks. Pizza review time. I have no idea what the rules are. I don't really think it matters. I'm just gonna try a piece of this Minio's pizza. Good. Sauce is perfect, not too tangy. Underneath, look at that crust. Not burnt. It's good. It's good. You know, everybody loves Minio's pizza. Great pizza. Don's Appliance's first store was located in Norman Center 2 in Upper St. Clair, just south of Mount Lebanon. Other communities that border our original store are Bethel, Mount Lebanon. We are in Upper St. Clair, Bridgeville, and Castle Shannon. Those communities are what we've built our business on, and our customers have come to appreciate everything we've offered. Thank you for allowing me to share my hometown.
My name is Kim Collins, and I am the owner of Blue Tomato Spaces. Blue Tomato Spaces is an interior design company based out of downtown Pittsburgh. And I actually started this company because my entire life I have been involved in interior design and construction. I specialize in coming in and reimagining the space and reconfiguring for today's modern world. So I love renovation, and I understand the ins and outs and guts of a house so that I can really kind of rework it to fit to that customer's lifestyle. So when I first met with the client, they wanted to start with appliances. So we went shopping to pick out the perfect appliances for this kitchen, and we essentially built the kitchen around those appliances. So originally the kitchen was very small, closed in, dark cabinetry, black granite countertops, and so we wanted to create this open, beautiful, bright, and airy kitchen space.
Kim, this space is so beautiful. It's warm, it's inviting. Tell me a little bit about the kind of design, the inspiration, how we got to be with this.
So the owners are originally from the South, and they travel a bunch, and they have stayed in boutique hotels down there, and they just love that experience. They love that Southern charm vibe, and so we wanted to bring that feeling home. So that's what we did here with this space.
I love it, and I love that everything's kind of integrated, everything's hidden really well. The warmth kind of all does bring out that Southern charm. So I noticed, you know, one of the first things I noticed when I walked in was this cooking space here. Do they like to cook? Was it always kind of an inspiration to have a 48-inch range?
Yes, they love to cook, and she really wanted a statement moment in this kitchen. And so this is a large range for the size of this kitchen, but it works. And then this hood as well just kind of takes your eye up into the ceiling, really opened up this space, and we did this custom design on the...
I love that detail through here.
Yeah, on the full height, just absolutely stunning. And then we matched it over at the Tucker's bar as well.
Wonderful. And you know what, one thing that also caught my eye is you don't see a lot of pot fillers anymore. I feel like they're so convenient that, you know, this is a perfect example of how you can incorporate a pot filler and really kind of, you know, tie everything in really well. So it's beautiful.
It's almost like jewelry for the kitchen.
It is. That's a perfect example of it.
Yeah, and it's just this antiqued brass kind of look is just absolutely beautiful, and it ties into all the other fixtures in the kitchen.
As we come around here, you know, I noticed there's a couple kind of the hidden appliances, which I love the integrated look. I think then, like to your point, it does bring so much detail to the cooking, and it sounds like that's definitely something that they wanted to accent.
Yes, so they love to cook and they love to entertain. And so also too, what we wanted to do was we wanted like the kitchen islands, the cabinetry has a furniture feel to it. It has this built-in beautiful detail. You can just see so many details within the cabinetry, which our cabinet maker was custom by Michael Santas, and they did a fabulous job with all the details.
They did.
It's just absolutely gorgeous.
And I love the two-tone too. I love the warmth of the island, but then, you know, the white kind of creaminess of the actual cabinets. And this, I mean, this is such a statement piece. It's beautiful.
I know, this Shaw's England sink, and this was water source that we got this from. And then the beautiful faucet is just, it's really stunning. And again, like jewelry for the kitchen, and ties in beautifully with all of the other.
With the hardware and everything.
Yes.
It's really nice. Yep. Now, I really, one of the other things that really caught my eye was kind of the split island. I feel like we don't see that too much. And I really like the design of that. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Again, it really created an awesome moment for this space, right? And so the original design was to do kind of an L-shaped, which you would expect, typical island. Just in terms of the flow of the kitchen, it really created a more workable space for them. So they can have a prep island, and then they can have their entertaining island, and it really just works in terms of the overall space layout.
Yeah, I think just being able to access and kind of get around, I feel like sometimes when you have that large island, you're kind of always just trying to figure out which way do I want to go.
Yes, exactly.
Right. So I love that. And it, you know, like you said, it kind of gives everyone an opportunity to kind of step away from the kitchen where they're prepping, and then they can have their entertainment.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
Exactly.
And another thing I noticed too was, you know, the refrigeration, kind of the integrated refrigeration, the opportunity to kind of hide that away, just to, again, bring a little bit more focal point into other aspects of the kitchen. Was that always, you know, kind of the idea behind those as well?
Yes, and again, like you can just see this gorgeous seamless wall of cabinetry, right? And the panels, you know, the Thermador fridge freezer combo behind the panels is just absolutely stunning and just really worked, and you can just see all the little details. And then the fact that we took it to the ceiling and then lit the upper cabinetry just really opens up the space.
It does. And you know, it's funny how something that simple can really open up and brighten up a space. But it really does. It brings your eyes up and it makes it feel larger.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being with us today, Kim. This kitchen is beautiful. I love the Southern charm and all the aspects that you have brought into this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching our latest edition of Pittsburgh's Finest Kitchens. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as us. We want to thank our homeowners, our designers, our installers, but most of all, you the viewers out there that have allowed us to show Pittsburgh's Finest Kitchens.